Hi, welcome back to my channel. I want to do something different for this book review video. It's called Codename Sapphire, and the author's name is Jenoff. Now, at the end of this book, you have three things. You have an author's note, you have acknowledgments, and you even have, well, it's not labeled, but you have questions for consideration, which would be great if you were going to do this as a book club read. Now, in the author's note, Jenoff says that she discovered the true story of a mission to liberate prisoners that were on a train that was headed for Auschwitz. This stunned her so much, and she wanted to know how someone could be so brave to try to get people off of this train that was going to lead them to certain death. Okay? Now, she says, in writing Codename Sapphire, I created a fictitious family who were imprisoned on the train, Lily and Nick and their son Georgie. But I wanted to embody them in the spirit of real prisoners, parents and children, medical professionals, and intellectuals. So it's a fictionalized story, but in many ways, this train rescue actually did take place, and not the only, but the main characters in the book are fictional. Now, go a step further. And I'm trying to see how I can show you this. If you look at this second paragraph, okay? In this second paragraph, you can learn more about this. And the books that she recommends are The 20th Train, which is the true story of the ambush of the death train to Auschwitz by Marion Schreiber. The Freedom Line, the brave men and women who rescued Allied airmen from the Nazis during World War II by Peter Eisner. Little Cyclone by Ari Niev. And The Prisoners of Breendock, Personal Histories from a World War II Concentration Camp by James M. Dean. Is there anything more I can say other than a fictional story based on actual events, right? A fictional story based on actual events is what Pam Jenoff gives her readers with when it comes to Codename Sapphire. Now, the Sapphire mission was to protect and to get people off of that train headed for Auschwitz. What happened in this book, though, again, fictionalized, I've got to stress that, is our character, Hannah Martel, almost landed in Nazi Germany, but sadly, her fiancé was killed in the melee. She was almost on a ship that would get her and take her away to America, but she wasn't able to proceed. So all she has left as options is to go stay with her cousin Lily. Lily is happier than anything that Hannah is now living with them. Lily is married to a man named Nick, and they have a little boy named Georgie. You probably heard me say those names when I was reading that portion of the author's note. Now, something happens to where Lily's family is captured by the Germans, and they are imprisoned. And then Hannah does what she can now to save Lily, her husband, and their son. Okay? And all the while, you have this train full of 100 prisoners that in 1943 Germany, they are headed to Auschwitz. And then you have this underground resistance group named Sapphire, or Codename Sapphire, where Hannah at first was helping behind the scenes, but now her attention is on saving her family. Now you have three narrators, okay? And these narrators, of course, include Hannah, but they also include Lily, and then there's also Micheline. Who's Micheline? Micheline is the one that is running this particular resistance group. She does work with her brother Mateo, and if Hannah will work with this group, and now her attention is not just on saving her family, but also she's in a plan to help rescue airmen. If she can rescue these airmen, then maybe Micheline and Mateo can help her to, I don't know why I'm rocking in my chair. I've been sitting here for an hour and a half. I guess I'm getting antsy, so I apologize. Anna agrees to help Micheline and Mateo if they will help her to rescue her family. This was a heartbreaking book, okay? Heartbreaking. From the beginning, when Hannah's fiance is killed, to where she gets involved with the resistance, to where her family gets taken, to where she goes deeper with the Sapphire team, and to where she tries to rescue her family, and to what happens in the very end. And I won't tell you, I can just give you those little bullet points for you to think about when you read this book. But Pam Jenoff wrote a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous book. What I love about this book, what I really love about this, not what I really love, but one of the things I love about this book is those questions at the very end. Now, let's just read the one in red. Lily and Hannah were both shaken from their lives from the war and thrust into new experiences that changed and challenged them. Can you describe a similar time in your own life? I love that the publishers put those, I think there's 9 questions, no, there's 12 questions, but they put that one in red. Now, it has nothing to do with the book, but it makes you think. Have you ever been in a position that changed your life for the good or for the bad? What was that trigger? What changed your life? And how did you work with it? This book makes you think. And I'll give you an example. I think it's trigonometry or something like that. And I was saying to somebody, I think it was one of my sisters, that I wasn't sure why my 11th grader was taking trigonometry. And this was 10, 15 years ago. And she says, because it helps to create higher order thinking skills, which in schools in Massachusetts, they call the HOTS program, higher order thinking skills. While a person does not actually use trigonometry in their lives, the processes that come with learning how to solve trigonometric problems help to work through ways of solving problems as you adult in this world. When I read that question, I remembered that conversation I had 10, 15 years ago about HOTS, higher order thinking skills. So a lot of times when I read a book, I look for the edification that that book serves me. So when I see how Hannah and Lily's life changed in this book, codenamed Sapphire, and the decisions they made, it helps me to sort through some of the issues that are in my life. So I just wanted to bring that out. So if you read this book, check out those questions at the end. As a matter of fact, when you read any book, see whatever personal application that you can make in your life, and you might be surprised. Alrighty, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.